Alrighty. Okay, we're just gonna dive straight in.
Yeah.
What's your name and maybe just a little bit about yourself?
Okay, kia ora koutou. Ko hekurangi te maunga ko ngā toki mata whaurua te waka, ko matawaia ko motatau o ku marae, ko ngā tihini te hapu, ko ngā pū te iwi, ko Deeann hu te kopa ahau. A little bit about myself.
It's always a hard question when people ask that.
Well, I suppose I grew up in a dysfunctional whānau. My father was always in and out of prison, and ended up growing up in a single, my mum was a solo parent, and I'm the eldest of 4 siblings. Yeah.
And where did you grow up around here, Kaikohe?
Yeah. Oh, I grew up in, all over north of Whangarei, as a child, actually Tolaga Bay as a younger child with my dad when he was still around, or Portuguese, and when they separated and Dad was in and out of prison, we ended up in Whangarei. Mum's from up north here in Moeroa. I went to school in Pakaraino Highway, ended up living with my grandparents as a young child, and getting separated from my siblings. I suppose when I was 12, I think it was, my mum was diagnosed with cancer, and when I was 13 she died. When I was 14 I dropped out of school, and when I was 15 I had a child. It's pretty hard.
It's a whole lot of things in a short amount of time.
Yeah. So from there I was probably, mum had passed, and we got passed on to our auntie and uncle. And I tell you what, I hated my uncle. I hated him because of what he'd done to us as children. I didn't want to go live with him. But my siblings had to go. I was, we were only young. So I ended up staying back here in Kaikohe. Met a guy, fell in love. Well, thought it was love. But it was very abusive, very violent relationship that lasted for, quite a few years. Had 2 children. Was visiting him whilst he was in prison and stuff. Turned to prostitution for survival at the time, and felt alone. Ended up turning to alcohol and drugs. They became my best friend. I think I was always getting beaten and bashed, and I met a lawyer. Well, it was his lawyer actually, because I started, put him in prison for the hidings and stuff. And he said to me, look, if you don't get out of this relationship, you're going to end up in a box. And it wasn't until then I thought, well, enough is enough. I've had enough. My kids are...
Would it happen in front of the kids?
Yeah, I dragged my kids through the mud, through hell, and I'm paying for it nowadays because, they're an addiction. They're an addiction these days. And I regret what I did to them through their life as children, but I didn't know any better, and it doesn't make it right. So now, back in 2014, my youngest girl, she's got 3 children. They ended up in Oranga Tamariki, and there was no one in our family who could take them on because, well, we're all addicts, you know. I was an addict. In 2015, I had to do something about it to, you know, try and save my mokopuna. And so I put myself into the Salvation Army in Mount Eden at the residential service, and that was in 2015. And so I'm 9 years clean and sober today.
Wow.
And I've just had lots of blessings since then. I mean, it was hard. It's hard. It's really hard to go straight. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah, my mokos were 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the tummy at the time. My daughter had the 4th child in Middlemore Hospital. I went to all their births, and he got taken as a newborn from OT. Yeah, they really they suffered, you know, my mokopuna getting taken into care because there was no one to look after them. In 2017, you know, whilst being in treatment, I actually in 2015 I started a group with Matua Stu. Matua Stu's our clinician here.
Yeah.
Our AOT clinician, and he used to work for Te Oranga. And I'd go and get some counselling from him because he was like the Māori saviour at the Salvation Army. He was the only Māori looking guy there, and I loved singing. So we'd start singing at the Salvation Army, and our little group got bigger and bigger, and that was my healing. That was my healing for me, my singing, our culture. And then Matua Stu left, and he had to go and work somewhere else, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know, so I tracked him down.
About me?
Tracked him down, and he was at Te Oranga working in Auckland, just up the road. So I started going to see him there, counselling and singing, and we started a little group called Hirake Kino. And it was a place outside of High Ground, the drug court in Auckland, the Salvation Army, Odyssey House. It was a place where Māoris could come together and connect and have a waiata, share a kai, do a haka, and just be us. Just be us. And so, yeah, I felt really good. There. And since then, actually Whaia Ronda was Matua Stu's big boss way back then. I'm really grateful to Whaia Ronda for her aroha, for people in addiction. She didn't know anyone in addiction until she met us back in 2015. Her life has never been the same. Honestly, it hasn't. She gave me a safe environment to come home to come back here to live on her farm.
Wow.
Yeah. She's one amazing woman. And so I came back here, lived on the farm, started milking cows down in Aurua, got a job down there, did my level 4 mental health and addiction paper, so I could help others in addiction. At the same time I was fighting for my mokopuna to get them back into my care. Yeah, I jumped over hoops and hurdles just to try and make Oranga Tamariki see that, you know, I am straight, I'm doing the right thing, you know, I want my mokopuna back. And it was a struggle, but my goal, they were my inspiration, they were my goal at the end of the day. So yeah, I stuck to my goal. What else?
Did you get them?
In 2020, I got 2 mokopuna back. They were, how old were they? I think.
Is that 5 B's on her Harley's?
Yeah. Yeah, where were we?
Your moko.
Oh
You
yeah,
got them back,
2020 I got my muckles back, 2 of them, and then in 2021 I got the other 2 back. Today I look after 5 muckles. Yeah, and they are 9, Preston's 9, Caitlin's 10, DJ's 11, Zion's 13, and I've got my little 4-year-old at the
Wow.
moment. Yeah. So I'm really, really blessed to have them back in my life. I've been working here for the last 2 years, you know, actually employed to work, because the first 2 years I was working for free, because I love, you know, I just want to help our people. And believe it or not, this year about March or April, I became a homeowner. I actually bought a house for my muckles, for me and my muckles. That was, you know, that was my goal, you know, get my muckles back, get a job, and get us a house, you know, somewhere, because we were living in a 2-bedroom flat, 4 of us, for like, I don't know, 3 years or something. Yeah, it was really, really hard then, but you know, really grateful to this place, Whakaoranga Whānau Recovery Hub, to my peers for being there with me right throughout. I've known Mata Stu for 9 years, via Rhonda, via Bess. We've started He Waka Kino Te Tai Tokero, where addicts can come together and just be. Yeah, just be yourself, you know, because we can do it. You know, Māoris can do this. You just got to be strong. You just got to whakawhanaungatanga, manaakitanga each other, you know, stick together, ko tahitanga. We've been given so many privileges to be a part of Tai Mai tours for addicts in recovery. It's a huge privilege and a huge, you know, it gives you back your mana, you know, being a part of a cultural experience. Yeah, this place is amazing. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to share with the whānau? That may be going through what you've been through in your past, they might be in that right now?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're never alone. There's always someone else out there in the same shoes as you. Just, you know, give us a call. You know, 09401 0975, Whakaoranga Whānau Recovery Hub. If you're in the north, give us a call and let's see how we can help. You know, because if I can do it, so can you.
I just want to say, I hope you're proud of yourself every day for everything that, you know, that you've achieved.
Yeah, thanks.
And making that decision to get on the straight and narrow, and now, fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're winning.
I'm winning.
But thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, and
Awesome.
we wish you the best for your fella's future.
Oh, thank you.
Good.